Welcome back, everyone, here to Bronx Talks. Today we have a part two of a video that we made a while back. Yankees trade deadline targets. This is going to be part two of that video, so definitely check out part one if you haven't seen that already, probably in the description below. Me and Christian each have three players that we think are targets for the Yankees. In total, 6 players between our two videos. That's 12 players. So definitely go check all that out.
Cole Calhoun, right fielder for the Texas Rangers. He is 34 years old, and he's making $5 million this year with a club option next year. Now, Texas, they're going to be looking to get rid of this guy. They're starting to build their core. You know, they have Seager, Semien, they have Jack Leiter, who he's going to be coming up in the next few years. But they're just not there right now. They're below 500. And they have a couple of years until they're really contenders again. And I'll tell you this, Cole Calhoun, he's not in their plans for their next core. He's 34 years old. He's going to be 36 probably by the time they're good. So that means he's the perfect option for the Yankees. He's much better hitting on the road this year, batting .220 at home and .280 on the road. And one of the big problems, you know, this is universal. This has been going on the past few years with the Yankees as runners in scoring position. He's got an .841 OPS with runners on base, or runners in scoring position, and a .263 average. And you compare that to a guy like Joey Gallo with runners in scoring position, a .507 OPS, and a .143 average. So a little better. And I forgot to mention it, but a lefty bat. Basically, a nice, solid piece. You could slide him in if Gallo continues to struggle. If not, I like that bat off the bench. Not going to cost too much.
The next guy I got is one of the best relievers in baseball, Dylan Tate, right-handed pitcher for the Baltimore Orioles, 28 years old, making $700,000 this year. $711,000 this year. He's an unrestricted free agent in 2026. After this year, he has 3 more years of control. So if the Yankees went out and got this guy, they'd have him for a while. In 24 games this season, he's 0-2 with a 1.65 ERA, 27.1 innings pitched, 21 strikeouts, and an 0.91 whip. The thing with this guy is I feel like he, obviously former Yankee, got traded in the Zach Britton deal. The thing with this guy, I think he'd be a great fit, great piece for a bullpen, but I don't know if the Orioles are going to want to trade this guy to a division rival with the Yankees having 3 years control after this year. So I think the Yankees at the end of the day could get this guy if they really wanted to, but I think you're kind of overpaying for a guy like this. But like I said, he would be a good player and I think a good fit for a bullpen.
It's Zach Greinke, starting pitcher for the Kansas City Royals. He's 38 years old. He's basically dead, and he's still playing baseball. And there's no way I could really phrase this that would be appealing to the Yankee fans, but I'm going to try. He's been at a steady decline since his All-Star season in 2019. He's currently on the 15-day IL with no timetable to return. He's just not that good anymore. However, there's an upside. The 15-day IL thing, that seems like a once-in-a-blue moon type thing. He does not get injured at all. He has made at least 25 starts in every season since 2008, aside from the COVID season. So I really think that's just a fluke, not something we would have to worry about. This guy has experience pitching in the postseason. Obviously, with the Royals, when they went to the World Series, he's going to be able to handle that. And he was once a really good pitcher. He was a Cy Young, a 6-time All-Star. And the thing with really good pitchers is, yeah, they're going to lose stuff over time. But they were once a really good pitcher, which means they know how to pitch. So I would kind of trust, and I don't want to put too much pressure on Matt Blake here, but I would like our odds if we gave Zach Greinke him And keep in mind, he's going to cost next to nothing. He's currently on a 13 mil deal. Royals would probably end up paying off his contract, and we would throw in a few scrubs for him. I would like to just throw him, give him the Matt Blake and see what he could do.
Is starting pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates, Jose Quintana, left-handed pitcher, 33 years old, making $2 million this season. And next year, he's going to be a unrestricted free agent in 2023. In 11 games this year, he has a 1-3 record, a 3.19 ERA, 53.2 innings pitched, 46 strikeouts, and a 1.32 WHIP. This guy, I feel like, could be a middle relief guy. Somehow a starter gets injured, he could slide in. I feel like he would just be another depth piece. And really, at the end of the season, Cortez and Severino, haven't thrown a lot of innings the last few years, so we don't want them to wear down before the playoffs. So I feel like Jose Quintana could make some starts, and I feel like he could slide in there, middle relief as well, and just kind of take some of the pressure off our starting pitchers and eat up some innings for us. I don't really see him having a huge role in the postseason unless he really strives in the bullpen, but I think he's more of like a depth piece, and Cashman loves his depth pieces. That's really, I think, his strong suit as a GM. So I feel like it's a good move. He's only making $2 million, so I feel like it's a good depth piece for us.
Tony Kemp. He's currently on the Athletics, so he's going to get dealt. He's a primary second baseman with left field as a secondary, and he is just 30 years old. He's a lefty. He kills the Yankees, so,
more than kills them.
Hopefully we're not in too many situations where we're, at high competition with the A's, but a nice guy to have, and we would have him for the rest of this year and next year. So he probably would not be good enough to make our regular starting lineup. The slight chance that he could outplay Joey Gallo, but very unlikely. But I kind of think of him as like a Greg Allen type player. And he could even do a little more than that. He has some pop. So if you just need him as a lefty off the bench, he could probably hit a homer, especially at Yankee Stadium. He could steal a base. He could play shortstop even. He had 2 innings there last year. So an emergency, we have another backup shortstop. He hasn't been great this year, but he was an above average hitter last year. We know it's there. He doesn't strike out. He's in the 90th percentile in K percentage. He'll be a nice utility piece, strengthen that bench. Sort of like Matt Carpenter, except he'll also be able to play the outfield, which is more of a need right now.
David Robertson. I really, really like this. He is a right-handed pitcher, 37 years old. He's making $3.5 million this season, and he's an unrestricted free agent in 2023. In 19 games this year, he's 1-0, a 1.66 ERA, 21.2 innings pitched, 30 strikeouts, and a 0.92 WHIP. And also, he's pitched in a ton of big postseason games for the Yankees. We know he can play in New York. He's already played with a lot of guys, on that 2017 team. Maybe not a lot, but he knows the clubhouse. He knows the Yankee way, the Yankee pedigree, and he's going to know like what the Yankees want going into the postseason, like what they're trying to do, what they're going to need. He's not going to back down. Like he knows the system a lot, so I feel like he wouldn't need to adjust at all. He could just slide in and get us outs. And if he keeps pitching like this, definitely a guy the Yankees should keep on their radar, because who doesn't want to see David Robertson one last time trying to get that championship for the Yankees?